your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time.
This war stops now.
End the war. Bring freedom to our people.
No more tricks. No more lies. Only truth.
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight!
Welcome to the Stop and Listen podcast. I am your host, Jamie. To my shame, I forgot to mention Lake and Riley in the last episode. I did have her image up, so hopefully you guys thought about her if you watched. I got a shirt on order. I'm hoping it looks like a good shirt. Hopefully it's like a wearable shirt. You know, sometimes those shirts, I think they obviously got that out pretty quickly. You sometimes the quality on those shirts, like when they have like a new thing, sometimes isn't the best right at the beginning. This one looks pretty good. So it's say her name, Lake and Riley. Lake and Riley, not Lincoln. Still not Lincoln. So I did it again. I'm gonna do a rapid pace day. Okay. So this is Sunday, and I'm recording on Sunday, and hopefully I'll have this up probably Monday morning. Saturday night, Trump was at UFC again.
With Conor McGregor also making his way to the octagon. The 45th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, flanked by UFC CEO Dana White.
See, no other Republicans is that possible for. No other Republicans are that loved. I mean, I don't think any president's ever been that loved. But like, to get Joe Biden or his like, to get that kind of reception, they would have to fill a venue with like DC types. It would be the DC, the whole apparatus have to be there for Joe Biden to get that kind of reception. That's the difference. That's populism. So I'm going to get copyrighted the shit out for that. Because UFC sucks. I'll probably get copyrighted for the Kid Rock. I'll probably get copyrighted for UFC because they're assholes. So I'm reporting on you. I'm giving you coverage for free. And it's Donald Trump. Like, you can't, like, you should be a hater. Mother Jones, left-wing website. Can Trump's radical vision for mass deportations be realized? Okay. No. No. And I doubt he even thinks that. I haven't heard him say that. I assume he has if you're reporting on it, but that could also be complete bullshit as well. You have to change the minds of the American people, and because it can't be a 4-year run of this, we need a mind change in this country. We need to start securing this country, protecting it, loving it, caring for it, respecting it, appreciating it. That's what we need to do for our country. And it needs to be a mindset, because just 4 years of it, I mean, if Trump gets 20 million illegal immigrants out of the country, just trains, planes, automobiles, every which way, and then 4 years later, Gavin Newsom walks in there and says, all right, open her up again. We need to change how we view things. Let's check it out. I'm already at 8 minutes. A wartime statute was part of the infamous 1978 Alien Seditions Act. Authorized the president to detain, relocate, or deport male citizens 14 or older of hostile nations. Citizens. How to define? Okay, so the president can detain, relocate, or deport male citizens 14 or older of hostile nations. So how would you define a hostile nation? I mean, well, first off, you got to know where they're from first. That's step number one. And are you here? Oh, you're here illegally, and you're from a hostile country. Okay, well, we're gonna expedite you to the front of the line to get out.
Ridiculous! Now you get the hell out of here!
As Rolling Stone recently reported, okay, so just if that's where you're getting your world news, I mean, a different perspective though is not always a bad idea. Perhaps I could learn something from reading a Rolling Stone article. I mean, I haven't done so in 25 years. I mean, I used to subscribe when I was a teenager. I'm sure I could find some stuff. But as far as when it comes like presidential politics, I wouldn't really take anything the Rolling Stone has to say about immigration policy and the presidency. So the E-Verify system, I think they call it, like, where if you're a legal, if you're a citizen of this country, or you're you're a legal alien here for work, you have to swipe a card or something. Like, I think it's like you have to be in the system, and that would eliminate most of the opportunity for illegals to have any kind of employment. They wouldn't be able to unless they could somehow get cash under the table, and that'd be a lot harder to do, especially in today's modern society. So, but you would have to get support for that. So you would have to get you'd have to convince the people of that, and the people would have to elect politicians who will pass that. That's how great things have happened in the past. You convince the people, then they elect politicians to carry out that goodwill, and then you have change. Okay, this sounds interesting. Build massive staging output facilities near border infrastructure to carry out removals. I think it's a great idea. But, I mean, not just for outs, though. I mean, you used to have to quarantine in this country. Make sure you don't bring in any diseases. I don't need to do that anymore. I have facilities there. I mean, not like quite prisons. I mean, a little bit nicer, maybe some flowers, here and there, and a few more windows. But yeah, I mean, if you need in here, it's fine. You just chill out here for a little bit, make sure you're good. If you're like a sicko, or just your average violent criminal, you probably don't want to be kind of stuck in this facility for a month. You're going to want to do that. Or if you do, you may be exposed. Your true you will probably come out. You're going to be able to hide. I doubt a person like that would be able to hide it very well. So, but yeah, there should be giant structures. I mean, on the border, showing our presence as a government. Like, we take this shit seriously. Do they have anything like that? I mean, I've never seen. Okay, so this is a Columbia Journalism Review. So I don't know if that's tied to Columbia University. It's not an EDU. It's .org. So, how do you cover a candidate everyone knows and no one remembers? Celinda Lake, one of President Biden's top pollsters on his 2020 campaign, was recently conducting a focus group with swing voters for another client when a response stopped her cold. Lake had asked how the voters felt about former President Donald Trump's pending criminal court cases related to the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot. They go, "What court case around January 6th?" These are swing voters. About half of them weren't sure what we were talking about. And I said, well, the insurrection, and that he was the one that provoked it. They go, oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that. That is interesting. Yeah. Because it's not working. The programming is not working. See, there was a problem in the Matrix. We got this little thing called internet and podcast and Twitter feed, and so we can see. I can see news from Twitter, and then I can report it the same as somebody from CNN does. There's not a lot of journalism going on at like places like CNN anymore. Now, that never happens, but I mean, I'm just I'm trying to join on the teat of news consumption. And part of the same article, for some reason, they have a Fox News poll. Whose policies have helped you and your family? Trump 45, Biden 25. Trump policies 45%, Biden's policies 25%. I don't feel like I'm saying that right. 45% to 25%.
And hurry up.
White, so so suburban women and Hispanics support Trump at about the same rate. Independents even less than black.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Why RFK Jr. could hurt Biden against Trump if he gains ballot access in major swing state. From Forbes, breaking news. Okay, I guess it's something I'm going to have to read along to. They couldn't hire a narrator. Long shot presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is making a play to appear on the ballot in multiple key swing states. That's just lazy as shit. Yeah. Because, I mean, he could hurt Trump just as bad. And they don't want Trump to win, so they want Biden to win, so that's why they frame it the way they do. But yes, the more states he's on, the more maybe purple states, I don't know, could go for him. And he doesn't have to peel off that many with his name. Dennis Miller appeared on Fox, and I seen the headline, and I kind of like to hear what he has to say.
My next guest is a comedy legend known for his work on Saturday Night Live and movies like Joe Dirt. Somehow he said yes to an interview with Jim Dirt. Watch. Dennis Miller, I am the captain now. Good to see you, man.
I always answer the call for a fellow comedian because I know they have a certain, even their
Dennis
default
Miller
level
used to have
of intelligence
a show
is
on
more
Fox,
than many people.
For some reason, it just didn't work.
As you know, you were obviously part of the fabric of America at the height of celebrities being well regarded. Okay, we liked celebrities in the 80s in a way that we don't have this animosity towards them now because they weren't as politically active. Do you think they're running a fool's errand by not laughing at themselves? Don't you think it's more endearing to actually be a part of the cutaway and just rolling with the joke?
I don't think that matters to them at all.
They don't think in those terms?
I think they think this can turn into a meme, a reel.
Yeah.
I look at certain people who they can talk about the arts and all. I get it. At the end of the day, people want to be famous, stay famous, make money.
Yeah.
And that can all go away overnight now if somebody in their basement catches you in the wrong moment and puts it up the next day and demands your head on a platter. We're all like 1 millisecond away from being John the Baptist.
So and I mean, the movie stars are dead. Like they say, Tom Cruise like the last movie star, and I mean that seems to be true. I don't know I don't know how many actors, if I seen a movie with them in it, who are under 40, I'd be like, oh, I really want to see that. It could actually just make a good movie, and I might want to see that. But I mean, hell, most of my favorite actors are probably over 50. I mean, I'm 41. I don't know how many actors are younger than me. I guess we're all slipping. But anyway, what I would really like to see, community theater. You know, Hollywood is going to slow down. It's just going to keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I mean, I don't think there's going to be the money to invest in necessarily these huge blockbuster movies. There won't be the infrastructure for it. Like inserting those movies in the whole big thing of movies. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, you'll never kill like the franchise stuff. The comic book stuff is never going away. They'll just keep churning that out because they have no more original ideas, and at least that is some intellectual property that they own. But like community theater, though, right? I mean, there are good plays out there. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? Just go see different plays, every week or so. There's a new play. Local actors. Plays are enjoyable. They're kind of like live movies. That would be cool. Why? I mean, I don't know why we can't live like that. The cities have plays and stuff. And like where I live, I mean, in the county, the colleges have it. There's a few colleges in the county that I live. But like I don't know, community theater. I think that would be cool. The town, the next town over west of where I live, I see people on the like the community Facebook page like saying like, "Hey man, why don't we have a bowling alley?" They have like, apparently there used to be like multiple ones at once, but I do remember one. I mean, I know bowling alleys, they're expensive to construct, but it's like we don't commune anymore. We just don't. It'd be nice to like on a Saturday night you go to the community theater, you see a play. Maybe you go out to the rodeo. Come the next day, you go to church and you see the people that you've seen out and about. Like, wouldn't it be nice having a small community like that? And like, but that small communities like that, it's hard to sustain stuff like that. So that's the difficult part. Like you have to have buy-in.
One thing I have going for me is my head's too big for the platter. Like, listen, Jimmy, we wanted to cancel you, but at these circus proportions, you're going to be around for a while. Let's talk about the 80s comedy scene, because that's obviously what had the most profound impact on my own development, and I'll make it about me.
How are you in your 40s?
I'm 47 now. The thing I like the most about 80s comedy is obviously the green rooms were completely drug-free. I kid. I was there at the height of all of that debauchery, okay? Because that's what made me want to get into comedy. I consider green rooms depressing now because a guy's sharing a wellness recipe with somebody else's yoga routine. But you saw the height. You saw the ancient Rome of stand-up comedy. Did it have to end for its own good, or did we blow it? Should we go back to the 80s?
Well, let's face facts. The coin of the realm now is being uptight. I mean, kids always react against their parents. When your parents lead a capricious life, the kids today are the scolds. Imagine that. They used to be the scoldees. Now they're the scolders. Now it's never trust anybody over 30K. You know what I mean? It's all these young people who used to be, they had to carve out their own niche from their parents, and their parents were greed heads, and they smoked dope, they did cocaine out the wazoo. It was like American Psycho.
Isn't it amazing?
And then all of a sudden the kid goes, well, I got a break from my parent. I'll turn into a Puritan. I'll turn into Torquemada.
The world is upside down. Like, it's literally like the kids are being like, hey, you adults, get off my lawn. I have a theory, and it kind of overlaps with what you said about Belzer. He didn't care what the audience thought. But do you believe that as a comic, your job is actually to lead the room?
I'm finished now. I'm done performing. I don't think I'll ever perform again. That's been a couple years. When I was on stage, I'm a pretty humble man in real life, but I was really arrogant. I remember thinking, these people are not here to watch you shuffle your feet and pshaw your way through this. You're doing reasonably edgy material. I'm not blowing my trumpet, but I didn't do what part of the McNugget is or whatever. You know what I mean? And
why don't you make the whole plane out of the black box?
Yeah, and this is going to fall really flat if you start looking like you give a and boy, I tell you what, I used to come off stage and immediately, if the guy wasn't there for the flashlight to take me down the steps, and I would say to him, I'm sorry, you know, I'd apologize to him. But for that hour, I felt like a stone killer. I thought, why do this unless you're going to have panache, savoir-faire, brother?
I love this. Well, for this 10 minutes, you were American Sniper all over again. Everyone is dead. Dennis Miller, thank you for your time.
Well, listen, man, I wish you well. I'm going to watch that special right away.
Okay, so I didn't even comment on it when he said it. I don't know. I zoned out for a moment. We're all like 1 millisecond away from being John the Baptist. Like, so John the Baptist in the Bible, like the king of Israel, his daughter wanted John the Baptist's head. I think her mom told her to ask for that and got the head. A head on a platter, and they're talking about kind of cancel culture. And there's now it's just like, and it be kind of beyond cancel culture. It is like you can go viral and you'll be viral forever. Like you have to live a much more careful life now, unless you want to go viral. This has always been true, but now with cameras everywhere and instant internet everywhere, like you really kind of got to think like. You could live a great life, and then someone could just catch you at your worst, and that's what you could be remembered for. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to touch that one today. And to wrap up, David Spade has a podcast, I think, with Dana Carvey. Yes. It's called the Dana Carvey and a David Spade show, or Superfly.
I know how to close borders. Come on, I start with.
I mean, Dana Carvey is a legend. Saturday Night Live. Well, that was like my era. David Spade was also on there. He wasn't quite as memorable, but of course he was huge for other reasons. Apparently he's he got a Biden impression.
Biden, because the border's all the rage now. Everyone's crazy for the border. Mm-hmm. So I did Biden 3 years ago, and he's at a press conference. Mr. President, do you have any idea how you're going to handle the crisis at the border? And Biden's like, first of all, let's get our facts straight. There's no crisis at the border. Come on. And he goes, how do you know, sir? He goes, because it says so on the piece of paper. Come on. It says on the paper. There's a paper right there. And then recently, everyone wants to close the border. Everyone's screaming. Biden's up there. I'll close the border harder than anyone's ever closed the border. I know how to close borders. Come on, Jack. And the press is like, but last time, get your facts straight. I'll beat you the hell out of you. Will you dog pace pony's shoulder? Come on. Let's do some push-ups. I'll close the border like nobody's ever closed it. The border patrol, the border can't believe it's not butter.
That's a good ending.
I started with Biden because the border's all
that is great. Dana Carvey, everybody. That was awesome. So I did it. I didn't run ridiculously long. I hope you enjoyed. And hopefully I said something interesting. I'll see you next time.
This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time.
This war stops now.
End the war. Bring freedom to our people.
No more tricks. No more lies. Only truth.
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight!